Hello Year 9, this is Mrs Watley and I'm going to be with you for the next few minutes just helping you get a bit of an understanding or a bit of an insight into what the GCSE English course is all about and what it is you're going to be asked to do when you start it in Year 10. I also want to say hello to any parents and carers who are currently sat beside a Year 9 son or daughter, maybe peering over their shoulder, trying to get a bit of an understanding of what all these courses are about and which are the right options for your son or daughter to take for them. So I suppose it's a good place to start to say that GCSE English is not an option. It is a core subject, a compulsory subject. And that is not because it is any more important than any other subject that they will take, but that it is integral to every other subject that they will take. And what I mean by that is that to be able to read and write well, to be able to understand what you're reading, to be able to verbally articulate yourself, these are all skills that will be needed in every other subject that your son or daughter or that you as a Year 9 student choose to take. So it's really important that you get good at this subject and that you feel confident and able when you are being asked to read, write or respond to something. So that's why GCSE English is a core subject. It is a subject within its own right and it has all of that interest and engagement and skill within it, but it will also support you in all your other chosen subjects. Okay, so let's start. So English at Key Stage 4 then is a progression. It is building on all those skills that you've been taught in Key Stage 3 and in Key Stage 2, if you can think as far back as primary. And it is making sure that we take all of those skills that you already have and improve them. So we build on them, we perfect them, so that when you sit those GCSE exams in Year 11, you are the best you can possibly be. You can reach your full potential and you can achieve the best grade you possibly can in English. So it's less about introducing new skills at GCSE and more about introducing new content alongside improving the skills that you have already been taught by teachers in the past. Now let's start with course requirements. So we use the exam board AQA and I have just put onto the slide here a link to their website. If you have any questions about anything specific, about the way the courses are designed or laid out, maybe the weightings, I will provide all of that for you here in the PowerPoint. But if you have any other questions maybe that you want to just do a bit of extra reading around, you can of course visit their website. All of that information is also on the college website. If you go into subjects under English and Key Stage 4, you'll find all the information that you can find on the website. It is so important that we have already provided it for you there. So please just access it in whatever way you find the easiest. So at GCSE, we have two courses, that is language and literature. And each student must participate in both courses across the 2 years. So let's look specifically at what is required in each of those courses and what would be on each of the exam papers. So English language. English language has two papers. You can see on the screen that both of those papers are equally weighted. They both carry 50% and they each have two sections. So in paper 1, in section A, you will be presented with a small section from a novel and you will be asked to answer 4 questions. In section B, you will be shown a picture or an image in which you must do a piece of creative writing in response to it. Paper 2 has the same format as paper 1, having both a section A and a section B. But in the reading section of paper 2, you will be given 2 non-fiction texts to read, and with 4 questions that will ask you different things about each of the texts and ask you to compare the texts together. And in the section B of paper 2, you will be asked to write transactionally. And what that means is you'll be asked to write in a particular form. So possibly a letter or a speech or a newspaper report or a magazine article. Something that has some specific rules about the form and the way you write it. Both of these exam papers are an hour and 45 minutes long, and when both those papers' scores are joined together, you will be awarded 1 grade for GCSE language. Now, GCSE language also has one additional element to it, and that is the speaking and listening element. Now, at Key Stage 3, we do lots of speaking and listening in class and lots of presentations on different topics, but you're never really formally assessed in them. At GCSE, they do. So you will be asked across the 2 years to present a speech of your choice on a topic of your choice, or maybe a small group presentation on a topic of your choice, and you'll be asked to deliver those to your classroom teacher. Once you deliver that, you'll be given a mark. Like a BTEC qualification awards you a pass, a merit or a distinction, you will be awarded that for your speaking and listening element, and it will be offered to you as an endorsement qualification, so a separate certificate. If this little element worries you at all, please don't worry about it. It is completely separate to your written exams, so it does not influence your overall grades. It is given to you as an extra qualification. Okay, so GCSE English Literature, again, as you can see, has 2 papers, but the weightings are slightly different. In paper 1, it has 2 sections, so you'll be asked to answer a question on Shakespeare's Macbeth. And in the section B, you'll be asked to answer a question on a novel. Now here on this slide, the novel is The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. But this year we have also added Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol. So depending on which group you are in, you will be given the choice of one of those novels. Now that exam is 1 hour 45 minutes. Paper 2 has a greater weighting, so you can see there it's worth 60% of your overall grade, and that's not because this paper is harder or more difficult, it's because it has a 3rd section. Section A, you'll be asked to study a play called Inspector Calls and then answer 1 question on it. In section B, we will lead you through 15 poems in a poetry anthology under the heading of Power and Conflict, and then you'll be asked to compare 2 of those poems together in the exam. And section C, that extra section for that extra 20%, is called Unseen Poetry. And this is a section where the exam board will present 2 poems to you in the paper that you will not have seen before, and you will use all of the poetry skills that you've gathered in your lessons to have a go at working out what these poems are about. That exam is 2 hours and 15 minutes, so you can see slightly longer, but of course it has an entirely extra section to it. Okay, so they're the overviews of the paper, so that should give you some understanding of what they look like and how many questions you have to cover and what specific texts you'll be asked to cover once you start in Year 10. All right, if you have any further questions that this short Loom video doesn't cover, please ask your English teacher first of all. They can help you with any questions about content or maybe give you some top tips about things that you could be doing to make sure that you are fully prepared to start Year 10. So we look forward to teaching you all next year, and we are sure that you will enjoy these GCSE courses with us. And we hope that everything that is here in the slides has helped you just get a little bit of an understanding before you make any other choices. Okay, hope to see you all soon. Thank you, bye-bye.